Greetings, exiles. And I continue my journey. My character has only 2,500 HP, and in the current state of the game this is nothing, because you can easily die if you're not very careful. And that's really bad. So let's fix that. First off, I need a helmet like this. This is a really broken item. Look at this, it gave me almost 800 energy shield. That's just crazy. It has some drawbacks, but they are minor and you won't notice them if you have recovery HP on kill. It also gives us a rarity. Just a little bit. Next, I need new armor. Something like this. And more energy shield. Good. Now let's change our passive skill tree. And now we have over 3,000 energy shield. That's a pretty good boost to our survivability. Let's get some new boots. Cool. And of course, a new amulet. Now I have almost 4,000 ES. I think that was quite an upgrade. But that's not all. After I made the respec, I got 4 slots for jewels. And jewels are very powerful in this game. I'll buy something simple to start with, because good jewels are very expensive. Well, let's see what I ended up with. Honestly, as I thought the survivability is much better, especially considering the fact that I added a Grim Feast. Thanks to the new aura, my ES increases even more, up to 9,000. Of course you won't have that much energy shield 100% of the time, but still, Grim Feast is another build component that greatly increases our survivability. With this setup, I can finally relax and play the game without fear of being killed by a random white monster attack or some on-death effect. Very good. Although Grim Feast does not increase our survivability in battles with pinnacle bosses. But personally I do not care. Who cares about bosses when 99% of my time is spent in maps? So a Grim Feast must have. Although I think they're gonna change it. The developers will soon nerf this aura because it's not fair. Just like ES gear in this game. Well, of course GGG will buff life gear and armor. Surely. My attentive viewers may have noticed that I have slightly changed the skills I use. Shockburst rounds is still my main way of killing bosses and some very tanky rare monsters. Simply because it is the best crossbow skill for single target DPS and there are no alternatives to it yet. But instead of voltaic grenades, I now use galvanic shards. I had to give up voltaic grenades because after I made respec I didn't have enough skill points for cooldown reduction and AoE. And without those nodes, voltaic grenades are very weak. So now I'm a default lightning crossbow skill enjoyer. Sorry. While there are many crossbow skills in the game, most of them are weak or bad, so we don't have much of a choice yet. But I will have some interesting upgrades for the build ahead of me though. Sorry for the spoiler. And what do we have here? Pretty good Venter's Gamble. I think it's good money. Anyway, I'm done with defense and now we can think about damage. I used my perfect jeweler's orb because I've 100% decided on my core skills. I also need a new crossbow. A good buy. And a nice DPS boost. Now we can check out some bosses. Pretty easy boss. We'll need to use a more challenging map for him next time. If of course I find him again, because it took me a long time to find that damn Iron Citadel. And another Citadel boss. No problem. I need the last few points for my expedition tree. Pretty easy boss in general. But no good loot this time. And some breach bosses. Although killing bosses is not the strong point of this build, but it does a good job, although not very fast. And mapping is the strong point of this build. Galvanic shards in combination with Herald of Thunder kill monsters pretty quickly. But as I said earlier, I have a few improvements in my plans that will bring the killing of monsters to a whole new level. And for that I need shiny divine orbs. So let's go to the maps. I love that sound. This guy is disappointing. Nothing interesting. Sag. And another miss. Finally, a good loot. It's time for the second 6 links. The extra support gem that I added has noticeably increased our damage and monsters die much faster. Finally, I finally sold this ring, and now I can buy something really cool. This unique jewel. First of all, I need extra cold damage. And a lightning resistance is a nice bonus. Let's change our skill tree a little bit. First of all, Against the Darkness gives us quite a lot of damage. Specifically 20% as extra cold damage. Now that we have a lot of extra cold damage, I can add Herald of Ice to the build, and in Path of Exile too. It's just an unfair buff because it does a lot of damage and gives us cool chain blasts. But in order for me to use it, I need this unique jewel. However, we still have a small problem, namely that for the explosions we need to freeze the target, and it is quite difficult to do it. But that problem is solved by this unique ring. But first, let's pump it up a little bit. Just what I need. With this new ring, I don't need to freeze the target and just chill it. But enough yapping, let's see what this build can do now. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Those explosions. It's mesmerizing. And it makes me feel right at home. Like in the Path of Exile. And as a bonus, enemy corpses are now shattered. This means that there will be no on-death effects, and it's a little survivability boost because this game has a lot of such annoying effects. I don't know about you, but I really liked the picture on the screen. Cool explosions. As a result, I got a pretty nice build with damage, explosions, and some survivability. Perfect for breach farming. Although to tell the truth, I wanted to use more original skills, but we have what we have. I hope that in the near future we will have a big patch, which will definitely buff bad skills. Surely. Well, my first journey in Path of Exile 2 is coming to an end. And despite the fact that the game has quite a lot of problems, it's still a lot of fun to play. And I can't wait to start a new journey, where I will have more knowledge about the game and where I will try to do something interesting. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Thank you all for watching and commenting. I appreciate it. Also, I will be very grateful for your likes and subscription. Bye everyone, and see you in the new video.